most of the challenges faced by the migrants cannot be done, addressed by intervention with the migrants, but rather interventions with the receiving society. So it is the people in the receiving society who discriminate, mistreat, exploit the migrant workers. So the narrative change has to happen by intervening with the receiving societies, which means the officials, even the residents associations, the gated communities. So all these people need to change, and perhaps uh, that can be catalyzed primarily through sensitizing the media.
So it is good to have an understanding from different lenses to the same problem. So here in this case, if you're talking about climate change and migration, comms or communications is one lens. Similarly, gender is another lens. Similarly, functionally, if we look at it, research is a very, very prominent and important lens. Grassroots organizations and the way in which they have been approaching and the kind of issues that they are having is a lens. To bring all of them together, I don't think at a scale level we have more opportunities of this sort. So I think such opportunities are really important to tap, to be able to articulate climate and migration and issues as complex as that in more nuanced ways.
To tell the story of what's happening to our communities that are migrating for work or for other reasons, uh, and how climate change is affecting those journeys. To be able to tell those stories after listening to and exchanging ideas with other people who are facing the same challenges is going to be invigorating.
When we look at migration as a climate adaptation measure, right, we talk about it differently because these are not just victims, but they're also people who are actively, trying to cope with whatever climate distress that they are dealing with, and they are migrating out of agency and out of hope. So once we look at them from that lens, I think we will start talking about them differently. We'll start addressing climate issues a bit more differently with more nuance and more empathy. And we'll also be able to look at those who don't migrate or who can't migrate, and kind of bring out the nuances in that kind of respect. I'm really looking forward to taking some of these learnings back to our network of grassroots reporters, whether they're based in host communities or from communities where migrations are happening, and talk about how we can do these stories with a little differently, yeah, with the climate focus.
While we still do a lot of on the ground, boots on the ground reporting, what is missing is the element where we look at reports critically. We investigate the claims around research, around these reports that come up with numbers, facts and figures, which are used in headlines. So these become these screaming headlines eventually, right? And that's what catches policymakers' attention. So I want to look at it more critically. And my main motivation was to look at how science is being done around climate change and migration. What are the pitfalls of this kind of trend mapping? As journalists, how can we ask better questions? What are the questions that we must ask? And how can we report with clarity? How can we explain data with clarity and less complexity, yet not dilute the complexity of the matters at hand?